Alhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. Dear brothers and sisters, continuing again with chapter number 30 and how an interest-based economy can cause a lot of problems. Poverty. People rich will get richer and you will keep going into a area where nobody can catch up with them. And from there, when these rich people can control, because money can control what? Can control everything, can control the educational process. So basically, with money, you can infiltrate the minds and the souls of people. You can dictate the education. You can dictate the laws. You can dictate their behaviors. And from there, because we have a system based on inequality, the public or the majority of the people are still enslaved. You see, the majority of Americans are paycheck to paycheck. If he doesn't work, or if he get laid off, or if he loses his job, or he has an accident, whatever, he will be in big trouble. And that is what the system based on. The system also entice. The system also tempt. Oh, get that $4,000 apartment per month, or get that $6,000, and you cannot even afford it. So from here we have to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He likes and He wants us to succeed in this life. He wants us to be successful from the mental, economical, and the health point of view. All of these things, elements, He wants to succeed from all the elements. That's why you're going to see the Quran is discussing everything. From an economical system, from a belief system, from an educational system, everything is in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then turns to another point, which Allahu alladhi khalaqakum. Then Allah is telling us that He have created us. Then He is the one who is provide for us. How Allah provide us for us? Number one, He is giving us our organs. You know, you remember a healthy child or a healthy baby, he will grow up, he can study, he can get some education, he can succeed, become an engineer, become a doctor, become. He will be benefit for the society and benefit for himself as well. That's number one. On the other hand, if you have somebody who is disabled, or somebody who is have problems in his growth, okay, so that person or that he needs somebody else to take care of him. And one thing we have to understand is a lot of times the father or the mother or both are the one who participating in the destruction of the coming generation. For example, introducing sexual education at age of 11 or 12. You have people, or you have children, 12 years old. I know people 12 years old, they got pregnant. And they had a child when they were 12 years old. So, on the other hand, you see a mother, she's 12, 13, 14, 15, starts to get introduced to drugs or caffeine or weed or whatever. That's in itself will cause problems, can cause malformation for the baby. The baby will grow up in his mother's womb No, he can have epilepsy, he can have convulsions, he can be autistic, all these things which you take. Some women are getting addicted to whatever, heroin, cocaine, painkillers. All these can cause a very cigarettes. All these can cause alcohol damage to the baby. So that's in that essence, you're stopping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's provision, rizq for this baby. So that's it, and this is very, very common in the Western societies, where drugs, cigarettes, weed became something which is accessible. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, ثُمَّ يُمِيتُكُمْ ثُمَّ يُحْيِيكُمْ. He's keep reminding us that we're here, not our journey on earth has an end. We are just in a hotel room. Our stay in that room will end. Did you ever see somebody who's have a permanent reservation in a hotel room? Never. And this is exactly the same. We have a limited time on earth. We have a limited time, we're going to get out. That's why Allah keep reminding us. But depending on how we will be behaving in that time we're here, everything will be determined on later on. هل من شركائكم من يفعل ذلك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is trying to tell us, look, what you are worshipping, what you're obeying, the money, what you're obeying, the fashion, what you're obeying, the external appearance, what you are obeying, the acceptance by others, what you are obeying, all these superficial values, all these superficial, clothing, all these superficial appearances, it doesn't mean nothing for Allah. Allah looks at the inside, at the depth, at your heart. Where is your heart? What is your heart is connected to? Connected to how you look like? Connected to beauty? Connected to what is connected to? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling, anything you love, anything you'll be connected to other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is considered as a form of shirk, as a form of associating. Why? Because if that thing is causing you to disobey Allah. For example, as we see nowadays, the message coming to females, to women, show your beauty, show your body, wear the very tight clothing, and that causing a huge damage to the women, huge damage to the society, huge damage to the coming generation. I'm not going to go to the extreme and say what other things happens, but in general, these things creates destruction. So when a woman, Muslim or non-Muslim, whatever, choose to obey the norms, the false norms, the wrong norms of the society, or at the expense of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's orders to be modest, to cover your body, that's called another associating partners with Allah. And that is why a lot of times the consequences, the harmful effects happens to the individual and to the society at large. من يفعل ذلكم من شيء سبحانه وتعالى عما يشركون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say subhanahu. He is the perfect. His attributes are perfect. What that mean? Means that his orders, means that his commandments are done or are ordered for reasons sometimes beyond your comprehension. You won't see the effect of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commandments unless you are abided by them, unless you obey them, unless you are in surrender stage to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once you do this, you understand the wisdom of why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell the believers to lower your gaze. Tell them the believers women to cover their body, cover their hair, decency, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have created this universe in a discipline. He asks us to be consistent and disciplined individuals. Wa ta'ala, He is the most high. He is the most high. That's why you have to obey Him, because He controls everything. وَتَعَالَى عَمَّا يُشْرِكُونَ. He is the most high. He is the one who has perfect attributes. You have to obey Him, abide by His rules, by His commandments, and leave what the society is dictating upon you. Leave what's the wrong friends, the bad friends, the harmful relations are dictating upon you. Come close, enrich your soul by getting close to Allah. Brothers and sisters, a lot of our problems are coming because our souls are malfunctioned. Our souls are malnutrition. We have a body which need food, which need drink, which need vitamins, which need proteins, which need carbohydrates, which need muscle mass. That's why you eat. But everybody forgets that thing came from the heaven, which give light to that body, which without it, the body will be dead, which is the soul. And we need to basically get this soul connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Have that hyperlink with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have put the foundation of that. He had told us, number one, you have to subscribe to the service, which is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Because the Quran is the only book which has the true description, the true attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, وَأَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِ. That performing the prayers. Salah means prayers, connection. And that's another thing. It's enrich the soul. وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهُ أَكْبَرُ. Remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is even better all the time. Remember Allah by making dhikr, by all the time have taqwa. When your eyes is going through to see something you're not supposed to, turn the other way. When you are wasting time, go back and see what I'm trying to do. If this thing will help me or not in this life and in the hereafter or not. So forget about it. So the connection, building the soul, we want our soul to be healthy. If we have a healthy soul, trust me, you're not going to have an anxiety. You're not going to have fear from the future. You're not going to have depression. You're not going to have all these diseases which make people unhappy. You'll be happy at all times. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم.